bol. Gaur Advaita bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Gaura Advaita bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Gaur Advaita bol, Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Hari bol, Hari bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nidai Nidai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Nidai Nidai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Nidai Nidai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Hari Bol. Srila Advaita Acharya Virbhavati Mahamotsav Ki. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakata Makhyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranavami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Gaurachandraya Om Namo Bhagavate Gaurachandraya Om Namo Bhagavate Gaurachandraya Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. Today is a very auspicious appearance day of Srila Advaita Acharya Prabhu. We owe our existence in Krishna consciousness to Srila Advaita Acharya. Because if Srila Advaita Acharya, who is the combined form of Sadashiva and Mahavishnu, he appeared as the son of Kuber Pandit, who is none other than Kubera, the king of the Guhyakas and a great devotee of Lord Shiva, and Nabha Devi. He spent his time mostly in Navadip and Shantipur. Both places he had houses. At a very young age, he lost his parents. He was also called Kamalaksha because he was lotus-eyed. And he got initiated by Sripad Madhavendra Puri in Navadip itself. So the great Chaitanya Vriksha, the first seed is Srila Madhavendra Puripad. The seed which is a nourished form of that later on became Ishwarapuri. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the gardener himself, became the main trunk. But the tree divided itself also onto two other side trunks, subsidiary trunks, and those are Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Prabhu. Srila Advaita Acharya was constantly anxious about the status of the world that we live in. He saw that there was dipping standards. What dipping? There were no standards of living. We call it standard of living, but there was no standard of living because Achaitanyam idam vishwam yadi chaitanyam ishwaram. This world is devoid of Chaitanya if the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not been there. So Advaita Acharya decided that, yesterday we heard from Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj that I am Advaita, I am Mahavishnu. If I want, I can deliver this entire material universe. But I can't bestow Krishna Prema to these people. So to bestow Krishna Prema, who has to come? Krishna himself has to come. And therefore he started worshipping him with Ganga Jal. The Saligram Shila was being worshipped with Ganga Jal and Tulsi Manjaris, and he was glorifying the Lord and worshipping him. And he went to the extent of saying that if you do not advent yourself, I will have to invoke the Sudarshana Chakra, or I will have to destroy the whole material creation. You have to appear. So it's a compassion that is beyond compare. Srila Advaita Acharya is a manifested form of compassion. Because if he did not have compassion for us in this rotting material world, he would not have prayed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear. And because he did, today we have the entire Gaudiya Sampradaya in its form. And that Gauravani was taken by Srila Prabhupada to the Western world. Before he went to the Western world, later on the devotees heard from the pujari of Advaita's temple in Shantipur that he used to say that, is it the same person he used to come to our temple every day and chant and weep tears in front of Srila Advaita Acharya's deity form? So, before preaching Gauravani, which is not different from Gaura, Srila Prabhupada sought to invoke the blessings of Srila Advaita Acharya. He cried and wept before Advaita Acharya's deity form that please bestow me with the capability, empower me with the energy to serve my spiritual master's instructions and preach Gauravani. So we completely owe our debt of gratitude to Srila Advaita Acharya. Let us look at some few aspects of Srila Advaita Acharya which we normally don't discuss in class. I'll start in a different manner. In the Ante Lila, chapter number 19, first, let us hear Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Gaudiya Bhashya to the Chaitanya Bhagavad, Madhya Khanda, 10th chapter, 162. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentions, if someone takes Advaita Acharya to be the best of all the Vaishnavas, then he can be called a Vaishnava. If somebody wants to take him as the best of all Vaishnavas, you could call him a Vaishnava. On the other hand, if someone considers him to be the object of all religious life, the Vishaya, Krishna, and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be his devotee or Ashraya, then he will never be able to attain Krishna's lotus feet. On the other hand, if someone considers him to be the object of all religious life, the Vishaya Krishna, and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be his devotee or ashraya, then he will never be able to attain Krishna's lotus feet. So we have to understand the clear position of Advaita Acharya. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram. Who's Bhaktavatara? Advaita Acharya. Bhaktakyam. Who is Bhaktakyam? Who's Bhaktakyam? Srivas Pandit. And Bhakta Shaktikam is Gadadhar Pandit. So we have to be very clear about Advaita Acharya's position. So when he returned to Navadvip from Puri, Srila Advaita Acharya, of course, used to lead for several years groups of Vaishnavas to Jagannath Puri for the Rath Yatra. I think almost nearly 25 years and more he used to do that. Especially after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had made Puri his base camp, so to say. So when he returned from Puri to Navadvip, Advaita Acharya met Jagadanand Pandit. Who is Jagadanand Pandit in Vrajalila? Satyabhama. Very special relationship he had. So he had previously been sent there by Mahaprabhu. Jagadanand Pandit had been sent by Mahaprabhu to Navadvip. Advaita Acharya was very, very happy to have his association. Please remember, Advaita Acharya is no ordinary personality. He was already the leading Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally appeared. He appeared in 1434. This is almost some 50 years before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, after having a lot of association from Srila Advaita Acharya, Jagadanand Pandit, he sought permission to depart to Jagannath Puri from Advaita Acharya. And then Advaita Acharya gave him a message in the form of a riddle. They call in Hindi Paheli. Similar in Bangla also. He gave this particular message. This particular message was comprehensible to nobody except Mahaprabhu himself. Really speaking. Nobody else could have understood this particular riddle. And the message was as follows. Let's just first see what Mahaprabhu says. Mahaprabhu is being told by Advaita Acharya. Prabhu re kahi hamar koti namaskarai nivedana tarir charane amara. So he offers his obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu onto his lotus feet. Then he submitted the following statement at his lotus feet. Baula ke kahiha loka haila baula, baula ke kahiha hote nabikaye chaula. Baula ke kahiha hote nabikaye chaula, nabikaye chaula. Rice is not getting sold. There's no market for rice. Baula ke kahiha. Please inform Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is playing the role of a madman. Baula ke kahiha. What do you have to tell him? What is he mad about? What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mad about? Ecstatic love of Krishna. Jai Sri Gaurnithai ki jai. So what's he telling him? He said, Baula ke kahiha hote na bikaye chaula. People have also become mad in his ecstatic love. He is himself mad. Baula ke kahiha loka hoila baula. People have also become mad. Jai Sri Radha Parthasarthi Lalita Vishaka ki jai. Sri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. So tell the madman that people have also become mad in his ecstatic love. And what do you tell him? Hote na bikaye chaula. Please tell him that there is no market for rice now. Rice doesn't sell. In other words, please inform Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is acting like a madman, this is Srila Prabhupada's translation, that everyone here has become mad like him. Inform him also that in the marketplace, rice is no longer in demand. So what does this mean? Baula ke kahiha kae nihi ka aula, baula ke kahiha iha kahiya che baula. Further, tell him that those now mad in ecstatic love are no longer interested in the material world. They are not interested in the material world at all. So, tell Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also tell Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one who has also become a madman in ecstatic love, he is talking about himself, Advaita Prabhu, has spoken these words. Baula ke kahiha, again inform. Who? That Baula. Which Baula? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kaya nahika. Kaya nahika. I mean, in business, it is not in business anymore. Aula, Aul, Baul, these are all upper sampradayas, the people who act madly in ecstatic love. These are Aul, Baul, these are all upper sampradayas. They become mad in ecstatic love. Again inform them that another madman, Advaita Prabhu, who is mad in ecstatic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has told us that people are so mad in ecstatic love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gaura Prema that they don't need this material world anymore. They are not interested. So what does this mean? What this means, according to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, tell Mahaprabhu that everyone has become intoxicated with love for Krishna. And so, in the marketplace of love, no one is buying the rice of Krishna Prema any longer. Namahata. Surabir Kunje, Namata Kuleshe. So, Surabhi Kunje is where Bhaktivinoda Thakur was there. And that is where the Lord's name was getting distributed also. Nitai has opened that. What is the only price? Shraddha. So people have a lot of Shraddha, people have developed Shraddha because Mahaprabhu's activity and personality is such that anybody will get faith. Just imagine a golden mountain of 7 feet height in ecstatic love. There is a book about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called The Golden Volcano. So, no one is buying the rice of Krishna Prema any longer. Tell Mahaprabhu that the crazies, of course, Krishna consciousness is not a movement for lazies and crazies, according to Srila Prabhupada. But when Advaita Acharya says the crazies, the aulas, that they are all so intoxicated with love that they are no longer involved in their material duties. Like Srila Yamuna Acharya says, I think Srila Madhvendra Puri himself talks about this, saying that he begs forgiveness from Sandhya Vandana, bath and other duties, that I don't have time for you because I'm intoxicated in Krishna Prema. I have no time for you. Madhvendra Puri is saying. So naturally in his line, Advaita Acharya is saying the same thing. That people have no time for the material duties because they are full of Gaura Prema. Tell Mahaprabhu that Advaita said this in a state of complete intoxication of Prema. In short, this message was for the purpose that Mahaprabhu has been called to earth by Advaita. Who called him to earth? So now who has to go ask him to go back? If you are a pujari, how many of you are pujaris? How many of you perform puja for the deities generally? People are hesitatingly raising their hands half because they go once a week. You can raise fully. Even if you go once a week and do the full service, it is once. So he is a full-fledged pujari. As per the Agama Shastra and as per Pancharatrika Vidhi, it is clear that if you perform invocation or avahana of any deity, you have to also again request the deity to go back. Now that we have done worship, please thank you. Please go back to your original position. If you invoke any mantra, if you suppose you invoke Varuna into the Kumbha, then you have to request that deity to go back. Because he has his original place. He can't be eternally there. And Prana Pratishta means you are invoking the Lord to be personally present in the deity form forever. He's there in that form always. And you seek permission and take a vow that I will now worship you all my life. So it is not like these Prana Pratishta deities you ask them to go back. That you don't. They're there. But generally, when you worship deities for a specific purpose, Mahaprabhu was called on here to bestow Krishna Prema. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Prabhura kahiha amar koti namaskara ei nivedana tare charana amara. So this is what he is saying. Now, So, Mahaprabhu says that Advaita Acharya is a great Brahmana. He follows the rules of the Shastra. Once you have invoked the deity, you have to ask the deity to again depart back to the original place. And of course, after this, Swarup Damodar Pad, who heard the purport of this riddle from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went morose, although he knew internally what was going to happen. Because they all knew that Mahaprabhu was going to end his earthly pastimes. So we see how Advaita Acharya's value in our Gaudiya Parampara is. He was one who personally invoked Mahaprabhu and is the one who personally requested the Lord in his pastimes also. It's a very, very special personality. Now let us see how Mahaprabhu is himself glorifying Advaita Acharya. I don't want to run through the typical discussions that we happen. All of you have heard this from many great Vaishnavas about Advaita Acharya. You can read it up in Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Extensive descriptions of Advaita Acharya's pastimes are there in Caitanya-caritāmṛta. It's there in Chaitanya Bhagavad also. There are many books about about Advaita Acharya written. Some of them are not considered very bona fide. But let us look at what Antilila chapter 7 talks about Advaita Acharya. Santo avatara bhava pushkara nabhasya sarvato bhadraha krishnad anya kovalata swabhipremado bhavati. So, Vallabhacharya has come to meet the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Vallabhacharya is saying that he is looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a great devotee and saying, you have bestowed Krishna Prema, because that is the topmost reality. Therefore, he is quoting this shloka. This is a verse written by Bilvamangal Thakur. It is found in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Santo avatara bhava pushkara nabhasya sarvato bhadraha krishnadanya kovalata swapi prematho bhavati. So, nobody except Krishna can bestow love of God. Krishnaya, Krishna Chaitanya namne, he is bestowed. But then, Mahaprabhu kohe shuna bhatta mahamati mayavadi sannyasi ami najani Krishna bhakti. I'm a mayavadi sannyasi. I don't know much about Krishna bhakti. But in one sense, it's very interesting. Mayavadis say that I am God. And they are not God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am a Mayavadi sannyasi. And he is not. He is God. That's the difference. So, Najane Krishna Mati. I have no chance of knowing Krishna. Obviously, Krishna doesn't know himself. That is why he has to depend on Srimati Radharani. He is not lying. I have no chance of knowing myself. Although Krishna is Abhijna, Chartesh Abhijna Swarat, he is Swarat, he is all controller, he is all independent. But there is one thing he doesn't know. What is that? Is Krishna Prema himself, itself. He doesn't know Krishna Prema. He doesn't know what love Srimati Radharani faces or has for him. Now you may wonder, why is he Abhijna and still he doesn't know? Acharya say it is Krishna's sweet will. We discussed this before also. We cannot choose to not know things. We can choose to not hear things. But we cannot choose to not know things. I don't want to know this. You cannot help it. It is just like saying that I can think of anything but the mango. So in a strange way, even the atheist is saying there is no God, there is no God. So he is taking the Lord's name. So we have to understand that Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his own form. Sabhavatara Sara Shiromani. Gauranitai. Because he wanted to taste the prema, Krishna prema, that Srimati Radharani is tasting so continuously. So in that sense, Mahaprabhu is not lying to Vallabha. I have no chance of knowing what is Krishna prema. No chance of knowing what is Krishna Prema. So I have to depend on various other objectives. What are those objectives? Advaita Acharya Goshai Shakhat Ishvara Tara Shange Amar Mana Hoile Nirmala. Nevertheless, my mind has become purified because I have associated with Advaita Acharya, who is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Do we need any other confirmation? God Himself is saying that Advaita Acharya is God. So this is Advaita Acharya's position. Sarva Shastre Krishna Bhakte Nahi Jara Sama Atayeva Advaita Acharya Tara Nama. He is unparalleled in his understanding of all devotional service and scriptures. Sarva Shastre, Krishna Bhakti, both these things. What all? Sarva Shastre and Krishna Bhakti. Nahi Jar Sama, nobody is equal to him in that. Nobody. Since nobody is equal, he is called Advaita. And then, Jahara Kripa Temlechera Haya Krishna Bhakti Ke Kahite Para Tara Vaishnavata Shakti. He is such a great personality that by his mercy he can convert even the mlechas, meat eaters, to the devotional service of Krishna. Who therefore can estimate the power of his Vaishnavism? Who can understand the power of his Vaishnavism? Srila Prabhupada mentions the purport something very interesting. He says, it is very, very difficult to convert a mlecha into a devotee. Is it easy? How many of you converted mlechas into devotees? Anybody has done that here? Any mlechas here? I know, this is typical of devotee. That everybody will raise hands. But Srila Prabhupada's causeless mercy is such that he has done this magic of converting mlechas and yavanas into brahmanas. As per the nectar of devotion, even a Shwapacha, a Chandala, can become an initiated Brahmana who can perform fire sacrifice. Today there are many devotees who are seeking initiation from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is a very special associate of Srila Prabhupada. There are many indications that Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that he is a Gauranga Parshada. Many devotees quote this example. We don't want to say we subscribe to or not subscribe to it. All we know that what is the first word that comes to your mind when you think of Jayapataka Swami Maharaj? He should hear that in the guest house during Diksha, loudly. Thank you. So this is the glory of a Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, who is a pure devotee, can make pure devotees. No matter whether they are from... there was another great Vaishnava who delivered a lecture yesterday. His own as Bhanu Swami Maharaj. He is born in Japan. So-called, originally his family is from Japan. In Canada also he was there. From an external point of view, Japan is like Chandala Desha. From an external point of view, Jews and USA, they are called Yavana Desha or Mlachi Desha. But great Vaishnavas can appear anywhere. This is the glory of Srila Prabhupada's movement. And somebody started clapping, then stop. In Amti Leela, 3rd chapter, there is an incident that directly connects to this mercy of Srila Advaita Acharya and his wonderful vision as a Vaishnava. Maha viprayetha kulina samaja niche adara karana vishvasaha bhayalaja. Srila Haridas Thakur is telling Srila Advaita Acharya, Sir, you are living within a society of great Brahmanas, Maha Vipra. Etha Kulina Samaja. This is a very pious, very, a very cultured society. And aristocrats are here. But without fear or shame, you adore a lower class man like me. Niche adara karo. You are respecting a fallen person from a fallen background. Who's telling this to whom? Haridas Thakur is telling to whom? To Advaita Acharya. In other words, Brahmaji is telling Sadashiva or Mahavishnu. The same. Elsewhere, Acharyas claim Shiva Virinja Nutam. There is one shloka in Bhagavatam which comes Shiva Virinja Nutam. And Acharyas confirm that Shiva Virinja Nutam is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being glorified by Shiva and Virinja. Who are Shiva and Virinja? Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur. So we can look at it, even Srimad Bhagavatam we can study with a Gaudiya outlook. That should be our goal. अलौकिका आचार्य तमार कहिते पाए भया शे कृपा करी बाजाते मोरा रखा है. My dear sir, your behavior is uncommon. Indeed, sometimes I am afraid to speak to you. Who's saying this? Haridas Thakur is telling Advaita Acharya, I am afraid of speaking with you. I am scared. Why? Because I am worried about how society will react. सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. Even pure devotees of the Lord, but however they fear derision by society. Because dharma stapanas hetu sadhur vyavahar. Behavior of a sadhu should be to establish the principles of dharma. Sri Ramachandra established Maryada. It was important for devotees to consider the Laukika Vichara also, Loka Vichara also. It's not like because we are driving an ISKCON vehicle, you can jump the red signal saying, I am from a transcendental movement. Then you will see, you will no longer have any dental movement. We have to understand that we have to clearly be very clear. We have to follow, devotees have to follow material rules and regulations also. Because why? Who can say? Quote from Prabhupada quotation. Yes. Okay, you said something, somebody else should say. Yes. Perfect. Devotees are, don't glorify, don't appreciate, people will feel good. Devotees are very merciful. We don't want anybody to be affected by false ego, so they will not appreciate. Haribol! Thank you, Mohan Shampal. So devotees are ladies and gentlemen. Prabhupada said. Prabhupada also said they are sparkling jewels or gems in a stinking society. So naturally they have to... It is like a devotee gets angry in public. It is not good. Other people can get angry. People don't expect a devotee to get angry. Or devotee to act in a manner that is unpredictable. In ISKCON, we have even developed a very sarcastic usage of the word transcendental. But I think we should practice using the word bewildering rather than transcendental. Oh, the transcendental. It's bewildering. His behavior is bewildering. Vaishnavar Kriya Mudra, we don't understand. We don't know. We don't know. We can't understand. That doesn't mean that we put down the word transcendental by using it against people whose behavior is incomprehensible. So here, Alaukika Achar Tomar Kahite Pai Bhai She Kripa Koriba Jate Mora Raka Hai. Please pray and protect me from this. So this is very important in this purport. Srila Prabhupada mentions Haridas Thakur was born in a Mohammedan family and was later recognized as a great Vaishnava. But nevertheless the Brahmanas were very critical of him. Somebody who is very critical, his spiritual life is also critical. Confirmation. His spiritual life is also critical. There's one matter saying he's a very serious devotee. Another is to say his devotional life is very serious. It's a very serious condition. Because he's critical. He's critical of devotees, so his devotional condition is very critical, serious. But Haridas Thakur here was different. He was feeling scared of what these critical people. Because of his familiarity with Haridas Thakur, Advaita Acharya might also compromise his position in society because he is a leading Acharya of the day. But Advaita Acharya treated Haridas Thakur as a great Vaishnava. But others like Ramachandra Khan and others, they would have a problem because they are envious. And here, Srila Prabhupada mentions, of course, we have to follow in the footsteps of Advaita Acharya, not caring for people like Ramachandra Khan. At present, many Vaishnavas are coming to our Krishna conscious movement from among the Europeans and Americans. And although a man like Ramachandra Khan is always envious of such Vaishnavas, one should follow in the footsteps of Sri Advaita Acharya by treating all of them as Vaishnavas. You have to say all this. You increase the volume, then people will clap. Otherwise, important points are, they're just important points. Haribol! Although they are not as exalted as Haridas Thakur, Advaita Acharya is saying, such Americans and Europeans, having accepted the principles of Vaishnava philosophy and behavior, should never be excluded from Vaishnava society. We should be very clear. We should not say if he's a Punjabi Vaishnava, he's a Madrasi Vaishnava, he's a Bihari Vaishnava, he's an American, he's a Firang Vaishnava, Chini Vaishnava. Vaishnava is Vaishnava. Acharya kahe na tumi na kari habhaya, sei acharya bajai, shastra matahaya. My dear Haridas, don't worry. I will do only that which is confirmed by the Shastra, which is condoned by scriptures. Not condemned, condoned, which is appreciated by the scriptures, confirmed. Tumi kaile haye koti brahmana bhojana, eta boli shraddha patra koraila bhojana. Feeding you is equivalent to feeding 10 million brahmanas, Advaita Acharya said. Therefore, accept this shraddha patra. This Advaita Acharya made him eat. Just see, Advaita Acharya brought in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya established the standards of preaching by preaching to Vishwarupa, the elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vishwambara. Then he was not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was Vishwambara or Nimai. He is the elder brother. He preached to him and made him a full-time devotee. And naturally, mothers of full-time devotees get disturbed. So Sachimata said, he is not Advaita, he is Dvaita. He is dual. My nice young boy has taken him away. So when he got to know about his Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was asked by somebody that you have bestowed Krishna Prema on everyone. When are you going to bestow Krishna Prema on Sachimata? So he said, never. Because she has offended a Vaishnava. She has offended a great Vaishnava, Advaita Acharya. Till she takes the dust to the lotus feet of Srila Advaita Acharya, she will never get Krishna Prema. And then devotees went to Advaita Acharya and told him this. That Mahaprabhu is saying like this. And then immediately Advaita Acharya covered his ears and saying, Krishna, Krishna, what is this? She is Jagan Mata. She is the mother of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How can I allow her to take the dust of my lotus feet? And by thinking of the glorious qualities of Sachimata, he became unconscious. He fell unconscious. In fact, if you study Caitanya-caritāmṛta, sometimes you feel the frequency with which people fall unconscious. It is more than the frequency with which people fall subconscious in a Bhagavatam class. Even more. So Sachimata used that occasion. She came across, took the dust to the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya and she smeared it all over her body. And then what happened? She fell unconscious. So we have to understand that when Vaishnavera Padaduli, when it touches our body, it should make us feel ecstatic. Of course, not in the ways we want. Sometimes Vaishnava Padaduli comes in the form of very harsh chastisement or instructions. Then it doesn't seem so Mahatpada Rajobhishekam. You don't feel like doing your Abhishekam of your body with more chastisement. Of course, we are capable of getting more chastisement because we keep making mistakes towards Guru and Vaishnava. However, the glory of the lotus feet of Srila Advaita Acharya is mentioned here. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore a cultural movement. Prabhupada saying, what movement? Cultural. It does not care about local social conventions, Prabhupada is saying. Following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Advaita Acharya, Prabhupada is confirming we can accept a devotee from any part of the world and recognize him as a Brahmana as soon as he is qualified due to following the principles of Vaishnava behavior. So there is no discrimination in this Krishna consciousness movement. And then one last point I want to mention about the wonderful relationship between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. So once when the Lord had accepted sannyasa, he came to Advaita Acharya's house at Shantipur because he was tricked by Nityananda Prabhu to thinking that Yamuna is Ganga, Ganga is Yamuna. Effectively they are the same, but he brought him to Radha Desh where the Ganges doesn't flow, Yamuna flows. So he made him take bath in that. He fell into that. After breaking his sannyas danda, Nityananda Prabhu broke his sannyas danda. Mahaprabhu took bath in Yamuna and he saw Advaita Acharya come on rowing on a boat. Saying this thing, you tricked, Nityananda Prabhu has tricked me. So then he told that he is not wrong entirely. No, why don't you, now that you have come, why don't you come to my place and accept prasadam? For about a fortnight, almost 10 days, he stayed at Advaita Acharya's house. So when he went to his house the first time, he was going to feed them prasadam. There were so many items that he had cooked for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He cooked for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri also. Advaita Acharya cooked for him. So the two incidents pastimes we'll mention and then we'll conclude this. This first incident is that this part when Mahaprabhu is staying in Advaita Acharya's house, it was a huge quantity of prasadam for Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu. So when Advaita Acharya said, please take your seats, sit down. So he sat them both down. Mahaprabhu said, it's not proper for a sannyasi to eat so much. How can he be a sannyasi if he does not control his senses? If he cannot control his senses, how can he remain a sannyasi? Of course, today in the afternoon we'll know whether we can control our senses because we have fasted till noon. Advaita Acharya's appearance. We'll see. There'll be great feast also. So, Advaita Acharya's fortune is, Advaita Acharya said, by my great fortune, aho bhagyam, you have come to my place. Now please don't juggle words. Just eat. Advaita Acharya is telling. But then Nityananda Prabhu is Nityananda Prabhu. As the whole world marches to the left, Nityananda Prabhu marches to the right. Nityananda Prabhu is saying, Mahaprabhu is saying the quantity of food was enormous and Mahaprabhu's Jai Gora Shai Krishna Shai Jagannath. Every day he accepts so many times bhoga, chappan bhoga and beyond. Some people say 108, bhoga 56 times. He eats when he wants. Mahaprabhu is saying this quantity is enormous, but Nityananda Prabhu is saying, no, this is not even one morsel, this is nothing, not even one grain. Although I have been invited to eat by Advaita Acharya, today is also fasting. I have to fast today also. There is nothing, no quantity. Look at the quantity of food. This food will not even fill half my belly. So Advaita Acharya said, sir, you are a mendicant. You are a monk who is traveling on pilgrimage. You are on pilgrimage. You are on tirthadan. I am a poor Brahmana and you have come to my home. Please be satisfied with whatever I am offering you. Please. Don't be so greedy. Don't affect me with this greedy mentality. Please be satisfied with what you get. So Nityananda Prabhu said, whatever it may be, you have invited me, therefore you must supply as much as I want. Say Adi Guru Nitai. Nityananda Prabhu is Adi Guru. Sometimes our spiritual master may also put up demands before us which may think is unreasonable. But look at how Advaita Acharya is saying. Advaita Acharya is saying, you are a reject Paramahamsa. You have accepted the renounced order of life for what? Simply to fill up your belly. Like Srila Shankaracharya says, Udaranamitam bahukrita vesham, Jatilo mundilum chita kesha, Kashayambara bahukrita vesha, Pashyannapina pashyati muta, Udaranamitam bahukrita vesham. You shaved your head, you worn Kashaya vastra. What for? To fill your stomach, Shankaracharya says. But here, Nityananda Prabhu is being told by Advaita Acharya, you become a mendicant just to fill your belly. So here he is saying, I can understand your business is to give trouble to the Brahmanas. You can eat 10 to 20 manas of rice. Manas is a huge quantity. I don't know how many kilos. 8. How many kilos? Mana. Mana. Yeah, I said mana. Accept it. Like Bengalis and Udiya people say money. So money matlab. So I am a poor Brahmana. How shall I get so much rice? Advaita Acharya is saying. Whatever you have, even if it's a palm full of rice, please eat it and get up. Don't show your business here. Don't throw your madness and strew food here and there. Don't do it here and there. Immediately Nityananda Prabhu said, my belly is not yet filled up. Please take away your food. I have not taken the least of it. And he got a little bit of rice, and after eating it, of course, he took a bit of rice from his plate and threw it at Advaita Acharya. As we were very angry. So when 2 or 4 pieces of rice fell on Advaita Acharya, he began to dance in various ways. As if when the rice got stuck to his body. Because he thought himself purified by the touch of the remnants of Nityananda Prabhu, who was a Paramahamsa. Therefore he began dancing. And Advaita Acharya jokingly said, my dear Nityananda, I have invited you. And indeed I have received the results. You have no fixed caste or dynasty. No kula. By nature you are a madman. You make me a madman like yourself. See, again connecting it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being Bahula and making everybody Bahula. This is the connection. Nityananda Prabhu is a madman. He threw his remnants at Advaita Acharya and made him dance like a madman. That is why Daya Kara Sita Pati Advaita Gosai Tava Kripa Bale Pai Chaitanya Nitai. If we want to get Chaitanya Nityananda's mercy, we need Advaita Acharya's mercy. That is why we say Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. We don't say it in ISKCON. It's more a Gaudiya, Vaishnava, Parampara in Navdeep and otherwise. But it's nice to remember Sitanath on that day, at least today. So, you don't even fear the fact that I am a Brahmana, Advaita Acharya is telling. You don't even fear the fact that I am a Brahmana. So, in this way they had wonderful pastimes with each other. Today is actually fasting till noon. I have a good mood to continue the lecture, but I got to complete it. So, another time when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was invited for accepting his own prasadam by Advaita Acharya in Jagannath Puri. And he was worried. He had a desire that I want to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone, by himself. I don't want all these other people. Only today at least I want to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as he was thinking, it started raining. Heavy rain. And he was worried, Mahaprabhu will not come. I lost the opportunity to serve him. So then suddenly he heard the name of Krishna. And Mahaprabhu himself came there to accept prasadam. At that time, Advaita Acharya started glorifying Indra. So Mahaprabhu was saying, what is wrong with you? Why are you glorifying Indra? Why are you giving praise to Indra? So Advaita Acharya said, thanks to Indra, it rained heavily. Because of that, all these other people did not come and I wanted to serve you alone. Therefore, he had the opportunity to serve the Lord. I want to conclude with this from Advaita Ashtaka by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Yadungarai prema sindor vikarair akrishta sangaura golokanata avirbhuda Sri Navadipa madhye Srila Advaita Acharya metam prapadye. Let me take shelter of Srila Advaita Acharya. Attracted by his loud calls, the golden Lord of Goloka Vrindavan, who is an ocean of ecstatic love, appeared in Navadip. Gauranga. Again. Let's compete. Gauranga. I heard Maharaj couldn't hear you. Maharaj couldn't hear your voice. You want to repeat once again? Try. 1, 2, 3. Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Advaita Ishvara Avatara Krishna Avatari Kailash Jagata Nistara. All glories to Advaita Prabhu, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He induced Krishna to descend and thus delivered the entire world. Srila Advaita Acharya Avirbhav Divas ki jai. Srila Panchatattva ki jai. Jai Sri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. God bless you.